How are we doing this morning? Welcome to the Namaste experience. And I've decided I'm going to start calling it the Namaste Adventure. Yeah, you with me? What a joy. I want to share with you what great and mighty manifestors you are. I've had several people, and this has been shared, that they wished would speak a little more, would have a little more time sometimes. So today I hear I'm flying solo. So buckle up. It is my joy to be with you in community. It is my joy to welcome those that are online. I really wish you could see you from where I sit. And even though I'm a little behind this screen for the people in the room, my heart is with you. And it's Friday, and we're going to take a breath. We're going to feel that connection. You know, I was having a tough go of it with this AV stuff. I'm not going to beat that dead horse, but and I was struggling. And I had a lot of stories. I had the story that I'm not good enough. Anybody got that one? Don't raise your hands. I know who you are. Or how about this one? Somebody's going to be disappointed in me. Oh, I know. And I appreciate the empathy, but no sympathy, please. I had the most beautiful conversation yesterday morning while having tea with one of our residents. Actually, it was a beautiful cup of French press coffee. Nice little biscuits. I love biscuits. Cookies, I guess is what we call them. And what I noticed was it was safe to be me. And I started thinking about those old silly AV issues. Finally, last night, about midnight, it took me to get here. But I started thinking about that and how we have these bumps in life. You know, it just doesn't connect. Can't find the link. What the heck is wrong with that prayer for awakening? It's only this big. What's happening here? Nothing. That's what's happening. Nothing of consequence that can stand between me and recognizing the love that was expressed every time somebody noticed that I was disappointed or that I wasn't happy or I didn't like what was going on. That's what happened. Opportunity appeared. Love was present. There ain't no AV problem that can get in the way of that. And I started to share this story while we were having this cup of coffee. And I said, I stopped in the middle and I said, you know, I think I ought to teach on that someday. Well, today's the day. Look at us. I had a partner and he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And he is healthy today, 10 years later. There we go. I can remember when we got the diagnosis and we were driving down 7th Street in Phoenix, Arizona. And I said, if one person walks up to me and says, how do you think he created that? I will punch them in the nose. Because, you know, it's sort of the teaching around new thought, if you want to misinterpret it just right, so that you can carry that around. He didn't create that cancer. He came into the world in a family of 5 people that had had cancer, both mother, father, brother, and sister. Come on now. He had the architecture for that. And his thoughts were that he was a victim and that he suffered. And then he got cancer. I don't think he created the cancer. I do think the quality of those thoughts weren't helpful in that case, in a DNA that was standing ready to express in that way. And we talked a little bit about that yesterday. how our thoughts have more influence on the character of our lives. Our thoughts have more influence in the character of our lives than our very DNA. I invite you into that. And so when we got that diagnosis, we went into 3 days of really, really intense meditation. And we came out and we decided, yeah, he'll get chemo. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll walk through the process. But we're not going to fight cancer. What we're going to do is we're going to love it out of our lives. We're going to say, come on over here, cancer. What did you bring to us? Because it's all God. What am I to learn in this? What are we to find in this? Come on over here. We're going to love you out of our lives. Because the faster we get the lesson, the faster we take the gift of what that brought us, the sooner it can pass. And we talked about that earlier this week too. This came to pass. And so we started that journey. We went in, saw that doctor, and he rolled his eyes several times when I asked about homeopathic efforts that we could make. I told him we were going to take ginger, and I say we because I felt that we were walking through that. So when I use that, you know, that's what I mean. And I said, we said, we'd like to see a PET scan at about 6 weeks or 6 treatments. He said, that's ridiculous. You've got at least 12 to do. I said, humor us. And every day we gave thanks for that cancer. We built an altar to that cancer in our home. And we said, thank you. And we kept saying, thank you. We just kept doing that. I don't know. I don't have any big science test to express or any great result to share with you other than at 6 treatments, he was done with the chemotherapy because there was no trace of cancer. Love wins. Love always wins. Love wins. Wow. How's that feel? Amazing. I love that word. What's another one? Give me another one.
Grace.
Grace. Say it again. I didn't. Gratitude. Awesome. And you can only hear it that way as it falls on an open heart. That's your job. So the oncologist rolled his eyes and said, okay, you won that one. And I said, you know what? Funny thing is, we weren't fighting. And he rolled his eyes again. That's all right. He'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. What appeared to be such a very difficult thing to hear and to accept. I don't know that I ever accepted that cancer, but I can tell you this, the way I feel about it is we can love the hell out of life. That's what we can do. We love the hell out of that cancer. It was transformed to something that served my life. And I have a feeling at least one person today hearing these words, it can touch them. It can heal. And it did its job. Do you see how it did its job? Don't you find that like so cool? I love what the Course in Miracles says. There is no degree of miracles. But I got to tell you, I'd give that one an A+. That miracle of life, that reclaiming of the power that's within us. And I know there are a lot of things on the planet right now that are so difficult. Makes you kind of want to pull the sheets up over your head. Sort of like Vicky says, and I take to my bed. There are moments, aren't there? We've just had those moments in our lives, and we're just going to probably have some more. Darn it. I wish I were like the weather app and wrong more often. This is who we came to be. I want to share a little wisdom out of this book they call A Course in Miracles. This is lesson 180. God is but love, and therefore so am I. By grace I live, by grace I am released. God is but love, and therefore so am I. There is no cruelty in God, and none in me. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I think it's simple, but I don't think it's easy. I think as humans, we like to complicate it just a little bit. Makes us feel alive. But some days, I don't know about you, but I just need it to be simple. I need it to be simple. And allow it to wash over me. And allow the universe, or whatever you want to call it, allow my own great self that is nothing but love and light to serve as a filter, not a sponge. To allow it to move through me and allow me to catch what serves me. See, it's like that. It's that when we are allowing that to come to us. I think that is a radical story about love, to love cancer out of your life. There's some other really cool people that had some really cool stories about how love made a difference. And I'm thinking about Gandhi. You know, absolutely powerful movement in history. Love as nonviolent resistance. Now, there's a way we could use it in the world. There's a way we could use it when we're telling those stories that we're not good enough. Nonviolent resistance, where we aren't so mean to ourselves with our thoughts. Take a breath. I don't want this to be too heavy. Really breathe with me. Yeah. You know, he called it a soul force, a love force, was what the movement that Gandhi was tagged with. I wonder where that would be useful. I wonder if I could allow that to go before me in everything that I encounter. Let's just do it today. Today, think love force and put that before you in every step. Put that ahead of you before the ego has a chance to catch up, before the worry has a chance to bastardize what love came to be. Put it before you. Transformation through love is resilient. See, transformation that comes from here, I'm going to think my way out of this, okay? I'm going to work and I'm going to create a story and I'm going to come up with an answer and I'm going to win. I'm going to win. See, this is dangerous for me to sit like this. I'm going to win. That is not non-resistant love. And we may even think we're doing it in the name of love. Oh, how about this one? I know this hurts me worse than it hurts you. That is not true when somebody says that. That just ain't true. Non-resistant love shows up first as we recognize it in ourselves. See? And we practice it. We practice it with ourselves. And then we put that into action out into the world, and things like Gandhi and the things he accomplished happen. How about Mandela? How about that guy? Love over revenge is his theme. Anybody you want to get back at? Not in this room. No, not anybody that watches our channel. Nobody. No, come on now. No revengeful thoughts here ever. You know, there's a verse in the Bible, and it says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. You know what my mother would say in her wisdom? I just want to be an agent once in a while for the vengeance. We have a little bit of that in our lives. And that comes from the stored and kept and held on to things that hurt us. And if we want to get in alignment with the Course in Miracles, that is an illusion. But I sure am feeling it. The illusion in that would be that this is greater than me. That's the illusion. I don't know that the hurt, for me, is an illusion. But believing that it is more than the God expression that I am, now that's just downright a lie. That is not going to fly in my life most days. How about you? Most days. Love without revenge. Love without need at all, as I see it. There is no need when we think of the bounty and the abundance of expression that we are, the infinite expressions that we are. I tend to believe there would be great movement on the planet in a positive direction, or we'd hold that consciousness first within ourselves and then to live into it. I don't know. Some big examples I just gave you that it's true. But life is an experience and life is an adventure. And so we come here and we look for the things that will remind us of that greatness that we are. And sometimes they look like AV issues. Sometimes they look like humanness. And we circle right back around to love. Yeah. And we circle right back around to forgiveness. And we circle right back around to where we've always been, love. I told you that story about those fish that were swimming along. Two young fish, they're texting, you know. They meet an old fish, go in the opposite direction. And he says, "How's the water, boys?" And the fish go a little bit further and they look up from their phones and they say, "Water? What water?" There we are. We're swimming in it. We are love. Where's the love? Where is the love? Where's the love? Where's the love? Where is it? We're swimming in it. Oh, when we talk about going to sleep, whew, every time I don't feel loved, I went to sleep. Every time I think I'm swimming along and I'm not swimming in love, I went to sleep. I want to be woke. Boy, does that cover a lot of ground. So we start by doing what is necessary. Then we do what is possible. And suddenly you are doing the impossible, said St. Francis. Where in your life does it just look a little impossible? And maybe we are all just living such amazing lives that just doesn't apply to any of us. I want to have coffee with you. where in our lives. Take that for a moment and hold it. Just hold it right here in your heart. What is that little sandpaper to your soul? What is it? What is it? How old is it? Where did it come from? And how many times have you told that story? Hold it in your heart right now. Yeah. Now, see yourself running around and around and around that with a big old roll of love. Just see yourself wrapping it up. Wrapping it in love. Allowing it to be loved. Digging it. And now look at it again. It doesn't have to disappear because you can transform it with love. How do you want it to serve you now? Start by doing what is necessary. Maybe that's forgiveness. Maybe that's letting go of the guilt. Maybe it's saying, I'm sorry. But do what's necessary so that you can wrap it in love and let it become a gift in your life. And then do what is possible. And that is keep it wrapped up in love. Don't start unwrapping it. Now, I know what that looks like. There we go. I just want to peek in there. I just want to know, don't unwrap it. Let the love enfold it. You can hold it so much more easily in your life if it's wrapped in love. Now, if you want to toss it off the back of the truck, that's your business. But at least you're tossing into the world what forgiveness and love can look like. And I think we could use some of those seeds planted in the world. I think that could make a difference. And it's not about fixing it. No. It's a presence that we replace it with. It's a knowing. And it resides within us. It's a knowing. Take a breath. Feel a smile come across your face. Allow love to heal today. And I say it often, and I mean it always. It is an honor. It's an honor to be in your presence. To feel the support when somebody says, you're doing great. To feel the love of community in such a way that I can only see love. I could only wish that for everyone on the planet. So Scott, are you going to join us?
Scott is in his room to do the after.
Thank you. So Scott's going to pick it up here in a minute, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Look, you're such a light, you're hard to see.
Yeah, I'm experiencing technical difficulties, so.
I relate to that. And we wrap it in love.
All right.
How can I support you, my friend? No, don't ask me to support you in AV. I will hold you in prayer. So you there, honey?
I'm here.
All right. You look great.
I look great. I should put this on my dating app, huh?
All right.
So what would you like me to stress? I use that word, not the
How
way.
about radical love and what that could look like in the world? Can we hear him? And do we need to do anything with?
Oh,
the
wait,
records?
wait, I need to turn this on.
The music thing.
I guess we should, let me stop recording. Hold on.